Hello everyone, Gaara here and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm going to talk about Eternal Dragons. It's the game that won our Twitter poll we ran. We had between 8 and 10 popular NFT games, and this one won actually by quite a lot, so I was very excited to try it out myself. And after playing it for a while, I'm hooked. I really like it. I think it's great. I think it looks great, it feels great, it plays great. It's, you have to keep in mind, it's very early stages of development, so there's plenty of things to come, but for what I've seen so far, it looks pretty promising. It is a fantasy NFT game playing in the metaverse, with the dragon theme, hence the name. So you have a lot of dragons, mostly dragons, so you can own NFT dragons, you can have eggs, breed them, hatch them, sell them, own them, rent them out later on. So you need to own at least one dragon right now to be able to play the game. So you can go to the marketplace, buy one dragon, have it in your Solana wallet, collect your wallet to the game, and then play the game. So in the game, we have right now a PvP mode, we have a PvE mode with different difficulties, a quest mode, there's a ladder. They're about to announce a big tournament later, more about that. So pretty cool stuff. So right now they're focusing mostly on the Autobattler mode of the game, and I will show you some gameplay about that as well. It plays really nice, it's very interesting, a lot of depth, a lot of strategic planning you can do gameplay wise. You have affinity tribes and whatnot, and once they release the game there will be even much more, very similar to the talent tree of Path of Exile. So looks pretty complex at first, but it is kind of easy to get into, I would say. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. So the next game mode they already announced will be a city builder-esque type of mode, and this is one of my all-time favorite game modes. I used to, play a ton of city builders, and I really enjoy that, especially because you don't have to actively play all the time. Sometimes, you can just queue up a building and just do whatever, go on with your life, and 8 hours later your building completes, you come back, play a little bit. I really enjoy this type of gameplay. So if you have different game modes, and on top of it I also really love auto battlers, I played all of them, and having like an auto battler and a city builder, this is just looks like a game made for me. So it looks great. They have a roadmap, and yeah, I'm really excited about the game, the future of the game, and I'm gonna tell you first now how you can how you can play the game. How do you get into the game? So let's jump right into that. So how do you get those juicy NFT dragons? So you can head over to magiceden.io, as you can see here. You need to have a Solana based wallet. First, I have a Soulflare wallet that I'm using. I'm very happy with that. So you can connect it there. And yeah, so you can type in Eternal Dragons, search bar. There you go. And then you can see all the listed dragons on the NFT marketplace. So the current floor price is at 6.9. When they launched, or when they minted the Genesis Dragon, this is the first generation of dragons. It was, I believe, at 2 Solana, so the price is going up. Right now, overall, the dragons are still very cheap, I would say, just because we're in a bear market still. So it would be, big picture, a good time to get into the game if you plan on playing the game. And so yeah, there's that. So you can here then you need some funds on your account. You can you know click one of those dragons and buy it. And right now every dragon enables full access to the game, so it doesn't really matter which one. So it will be completely fine to just have the cheapest one. They want to change that in the future. I don't know how it's gonna be and when it's gonna be, but for now it is like that. And once you have that, you connect you go over to the game website, you connect the same wallet to your game, This will also be your account, and the game will recognize that you have one of those dragons in your wallet, and then you can play the game. Now I want to show you some of the gameplay, go through some of the gameplay. So this is the login screen. If you have your wallet successfully connected to the game, you can click enter the realm, and then you see those 4 existing game modes. We have arena, dungeons, hard mode, and quest mode. Dungeons is like the best mode to get started, as it says here, normal difficulty, perfect for new dragonaires. Hard mode is once you complete dungeons, you can head over to hard mode, try to complete that. So in dungeons, they're only using, well, occasionally dragons, but mostly minions, maybe just minions as well. And in hard mode, they use only dragons, which are like the strongest pieces in the game. And then you have quest mode, which is like a survival mode with an in-game ladder already existing, and then you have PvP in the arena. So let's get started with dungeons. So currently we have only the Autobattler. This is the arena. It looks very nice. We have a pretty good start. We have one of those dragons. You always want to start with a dragon. Dragon are like the best pieces in the game. Like here, when you click on it, I have to move for my cam. But you can see the stats here on the left side. You can see every piece, every unit has a raw skill and a main skill. These change once you level up the shop. So when you get on the first level, you have every piece is a 1-star piece. If you level the shop to level 2, you will have the chance to get 2-star pieces, up to 5 stars, as you can see here. Every unit has different stats. You have like magic damage, you have physical damage, you have HP, you have a raw skill, and you have a main skill. The main skill changes once you have a higher tier of a piece of the same unit. So if I have this dragon, this is a tank dragon on level 2, he has a different main skill. The raw ability buffs your other units in that lane. It buffs. If you hover over here, this symbol, this little shield, it shows in which direction we buff. So you see this little arrow on the bottom. So if I buy this dragon, so you always want to start I can click over this. As you see, these knights, this guy has, for example, only 624 HP, and this dragon has way more HP. Another thing is that these basic units only buff for 1 square, and dragons always buff for the entire lane. So like I said, this guy is buffing his raw ability to the downside. So if you put a hover over the board, you can see that it buffs from the position where you place it all the way to the last square of the same row. So this is a tank dragon, so we want to place it in the front. And every unit has also an affinity. This one has a nature affinity. If you have 2 nature units on the board, you buff the entire board by 150 HP. These ones are also nature affinity. So we start with 3 gold. We can buy 1 piece from the shop, and then we can just pass. We go battle. We can speed up the battle in the bottom right, so we can go 2 times speed, 4 times speed. He's using like one of those minions. My dragon, as you can see, even though it's a tank, it's way stronger. Now we have 4 gold. Leveling up costs 6 gold. Actually, I can... now you can see it better. We have now these regular pieces. These are called minions. This is a warlock. Right now we have 3 types in the game. We have tankers, we have warlocks, and we have slayers. Warlocks are casters. They do caster damage. Slayers are like physical damage, and tankers are just tanks. Right now we have like these minion tanks and these dragon tanks. And like I said, you want usually dragons. So on level 2 we have 4 gold, so we could roll once. Rolling is 1 gold like in any other auto battler. We can't level up, just to have a chance to get better pieces in the shop. Like now we I just tend to heavily roll for dragons because dragons are the best. So now we could go this one, another tank. We would have the nature affinity because we already have a nature unit on the board. He buffs to the downside, so it's not good synergy with the dragon. This one would buff to the upside, so they would buff each other, which is nice. He has energy affinity, which gives us 60 element power, or I could go for the first damage dealer with an metal affinity, which gives us armor. So let's go with another tank, because they buff each other, and then we go battle again. Now we have 2 affinities. We won this one as well pretty easily. Now it's turn 3. We have 5 gold. We have still no dragon in the shop, so I would just level up to level 2 and start battle again. So now we are level 2. We have 6 gold, so it lines up perfectly with buying 2 units from the shop. We have the warlock. As you can see, very low HP, so you want to have him in the back. He deals a lot of magic damage. We have these tanks, like this is a level 1 tank. As you can see, he has 620 HP and these stats, and this one has just more stats, more damage, more health obviously, and has a power skill, so he buffs like other units. Game block based on armor, strike a random front most enemy dealing elemental damage and provoke it. Then you can click over the different things it does. When a unit under provoke attacks, it must target its provocateur. Any adjacent targets are ignored, only the provocateur is attacked. Like a taunt. So I will buy the 2-star units. We have now the mage. So as you can see, these minions only buff for 1 square compared to dragons, so they have weaker stats and they buff less units as well. You want to always buy dragons if you can. So this one buffs to the downside, this one buffs to the front, this one buffs to the top, and this one buffs to the bottom. So as you can see, like perfect synergy. We have already 2 nature affinities. Let me click battle again. This is like, yeah, my opponent is pretty weak, so this is kind of like almost like a tutorial. He got destroyed. We got the dragon. He's only level 1. He's pretty strong, but now that we're level 2, I would prefer level 2 units. I mean, this is pretty sweet. I always want to sell a unit and level up to level 3. My board is so strong though. I guess I sell this and go to level 3. So I'm just power leveling here. You can have 6 units on the board. I should lose this one. You take damage based on the unit stars that survive. 1-star unit is 1 damage. A 2-star unit is 2 damage. So 3 units survived and one of them is 2 stars, so it's like 4 damage that I took. As you can see, 46 out of 50. Now we level to level 3. We got a level 3 warlock, way stronger than what I have, and he has nature affinity as well. Could go ahead and pick this one up, and he has a different power skill. Apply spell mastery to self and a random adjacent unit. Get blocked based on. Where is this? Maybe changes with level 4. Now we roll. Rock and roll. We got a massive tank. He buffs to the front, which is really bad, but it's a level 3 dragon tank, so that's a big juicer. I can put this warlock look here. The big boy roar ability. Got this one. Maybe I don't need this one. We have already two. I mean, this one is pretty nice. Roll. They just buff into bad directions. That's why I really don't want them. Like this one is just like we basically lose his anti-roar ability. It's just like that he's massive. Massive juice. So look, 929 HP. I'll take this layer. Bit of that as well. I pick this one because it's also level 3 and then go for with another tank. He's also buffing to the front. This one is buffing to the back. You can see there's like a lot of strategizing you can do. Like this one is bad because you have the double nature affinity, but he is also like a tank in the back. So right now I'm doing like a 2-lane setup. You can have 3 tanks with 3 damage dealers. Right now I have 2 tanks with 4 damage dealers. I'm gonna sell this one too, and I like these. I'll just go with this one. I sold also one of my nature affinities, and so I guess once you get into the late game, you will try to have like a perfect setup. So that's, I mean, you get the gist of the game, right? So I think it's pretty cool. So it's like pretty easy to get into, but there's definitely a lot of depth before you would master the game, you know? Pretty fun. I really enjoyed the graphics. I think it looks very cool, very clean, like a very nice game. Yeah, so like I said before, if right now if you own any of the dragons in NFT form, you unlock all the existing dragons in the game, and the dragons are like just the most popular. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let's take a look at the roadmap for Eternal Dragons. The current version of the game is called Chapter 1. So they're mostly focusing on an Autobattler. It is playable in the game. It's kind of like a simplified version of the final Autobattler. So you are only using 3 types of units. And in the final game, I believe it will be 8 or 9. It is like a rock, paper, scissors kind of mechanic. You will have like a lot of affinities and tribes, and they all counter each other in a rock, paper, scissors style. So you can compare this to like the Path of Exile talent tree. So there will be like a bunch of different tribes and affinities in the game when it's fully released. So right now they're mostly working on that. The next game mode, which is here described as Chapter 2, will be City Builder, and I'm super looking forward to this one because I like City Builder. And the final chapter will be a 4x strategy, whatever that means. Boost the strategy 4 times, so maybe they're just boosting the existing game modes 4x. Oh, maybe they're just gonna release like a simpler version of the Autobattler and then later on make it more in depth. Maybe that's what I mean by 4x. And you can scroll down on the side so you see what they did in the past, what they're currently working on, and what we can expect in the future. So for any player that is deciding to tune and try out the game at any point, they can, you know, check out the roadmap where we're at currently. Very nice, very clean, and this is also what I like. So I know what to expect, and you know, if not enough content is available for the game, I can check it out at a later point, you know, come back, and I know what to expect. So that's the current roadmap for the game. This concludes my Eternal Dragons video for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did making it. And last but not least, they just announced a huge $15,000 alpha tournament. I will put it in the description. Yeah, it's very, very hyped, even though the game is like in such an early stage. They are making such a massive tournament. And yeah, I mean, I hope some of you guys will participate in it. I'm super excited about the future of the game. I think it looks very, very promising. Definitely one of the top current NFT games, hands down. Yeah, I'm super excited. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I see you guys next time.